We're here at PAX East 2018, and we're checking out Super Meat Boy Forever. Now, in case you're unfamiliar with the Meat Boy series, it started with the game Super Meat Boy, which was about a very friendly blob of meat trying to rescue his girlfriend made entirely of bandages. A match made in heaven. So, good sir, could you tell us your name and your role on the game?
My name's Tommy Refenes, and I am the programmer and all the things except art and level design and music.
Okay, so basically you've been making most of the game.
Yes, as the sole programmer, I make all of the game.
Well, very cool. So now, how long has Super Meat Boy Forever been in development? Because I've been hearing it's been forever.
That's good. So, in a way, it started in 2011 in a hotel room at GDC. And I wanted to see if I could make a one-button Meat Boy, just because. And didn't work on it until 2014, and then worked on it for about 3 months in 2014, and then, you know, development delays happen, and didn't start back on it until 2017, and we've been going strong since 2017, and there will be no more delays. So,
I mean, hey, that's a creative process, folks.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just goes that way.
Yeah.
So now, how does Super Meat Boy Forever differ from regular Meat Boy? Because this one does look a little bit punchier.
It is quite punchier. So, it is a two-button game instead of, you know, the full control stuff. And the reason being is I don't like doing the same thing over and over. I could have made a Meat Boy sequel that was just 600 levels and put it out, but I don't know. That doesn't appeal to me as a designer, programmer, or whatever. There's a lot of interesting challenges with not only two-button controls, but there's like level design challenges with that. There's technical challenges because the levels are randomly pieced together from smaller, little tiny levels, and yeah, it's just a fun project to make. And story-wise, you're not rescuing Bandage Girl anymore. You and Bandage Girl are trying to rescue your daughter, Nugget, from Dr. Fetus, and Nugget is basically the opposite of Dr. Fetus. So, as annoying. Yeah, yeah. Dr. Fetus is very likable. Nugget, a terrible villain. So, yeah, it's different. It's the same, feels the same, but you just control it differently.
Gotcha. Well, very cool. So now, I have to ask. So, what if now? I noticed you have procedural generation. So now, how do you feel that plays into the game? Because the thing with the original Super Meat Boy is that the levels were all very carefully crafted together, you know. But this has that random element. Do you feel that? Like, I don't know. How do you feel about that personally?
So, if you think about a level in Super Meat Boy Forever, it is actually made up of between 50 and 100 smaller levels. So, it's not procedural in we're going to throw a whole bunch of saws at you. It's procedural in we're going to place chunks that we've assigned a difficulty that we've designed and decorated and present those to you. Because, like, there's not a procedural algorithm in the world that could generate this stuff. Like, it's because it's all there are specific things that we want to do in the levels. There are specific mechanics we want to exploit, and all of those things we have to account for in the beginning. So to just go like formula, here's a jump, formula, here's a jump with some saws, like, that doesn't work. So yeah, when you're thinking about these levels, think of each one as 50 Meat Boy levels smashed together. You know, we only smash like 10 or 7 together at a time to present a level, but each section of the level is a carefully designed Meat Boy level. So you get the same muscle memory. You still are like, oh, I know this one, or oh, I don't know this one. Like it's still very much planned, and it still plays exactly the same as the first one as far as that repetition, the muscle memory, everything is still there, because that's the Meat Boy pedigree. To do it any other way would just be terrible. Yeah, it would be a huge mistake. So.
Now, I also have to ask, what has been your? I know you've had challenges, but what has been your favorite part of developing Super Meat Boy Forever?
I like that it's different. I like that people come up to it and they expect one thing, and at first a lot of people are like, oh, 2 buttons, like, oh, this isn't going to work, but then they play for an hour and then they're like, this is amazing. Like, I really enjoy that. It's vindicating in a way, because I'm like, I know what I'm doing in this. Like and the reason I know what I'm doing is because I actually enjoy working on it. Like, and if I didn't enjoy working on it, I would just trash it. Like, because anything that I've worked on in the past that's been like, I don't know about this, like I take it to as far as I can go, and then I'm like, there's no future here. I've done that with games in the past. My very first game was a liquid simulator that was really fun to program. It was back in 2008. It was this multi-threaded liquid simulator thing, and it was really fun to program, but gameplay wasn't there. Like, and I didn't have the skills to do the gameplay the way it needed to be, so I dropped it. Like, and this one every day is like just. It's fun. Yeah, it's fun to work on. I like thinking about it. I like thinking about the problems it presents and then trying to solve them. It's great.
So now I'm obligated to ask this of every developer, what is your favorite game of all time? Go.
Oh God. I know this one. Geez. Favorite game of all time. I want to say Super Metroid. I love Super Metroid. I also like Link to the Past. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm going to go with Breath of the Wild.
Wow, okay, a recent pick. I was like, oh yeah, classic Breath of the Wild, all right.
Breath of the Wild because it made me feel wonderment again. And I remember when I was playing Zelda games way back, I would think about them after I went to bed. And for the first time since those games, I would think about Breath of the Wild when I was going to bed. And I would have dreams about it. So I guess currently that would be my most favorite game of all time.
Very nice. Well, we're excited for Super Meat Boy Forever. So now, where can folks play this game?
Only here right now until it comes out on everything sometime this year.
Okay, so when's the Dreamcast port coming out? Do we have an ETA on that?
Dreamcast is already out. There's an Indiegogo for it. Yeah, it already has $13 million pledged, and we're just going to keep the money and not do it. So.
That sounds about right, folks. So now let's say that folks want to find out more about Super Meat Boy Forever. Where can they go?
We have a website, supermeatboy.com, but I would go to our Twitter because I man our Twitter and I post random stuff there all the time. So, at Super Meat Boy.
At Super Meat Boy. You heard it here, folks. Well, Mr. Refenes, it has been a pleasure chatting with you. I hope you enjoy your PAX.
Thank you for pronouncing my name correctly.
Oh, it's not Refenes?
It is not Refenes, no. Thank you so much.
Thank you.